My Telegram channel has a lot of interesting stories. Link in the description.
You popped into this messed up world back in 1332. The whole place reeked of wet dirt and that bland-ass oatmeal porridge. Your first crib? A freaking grain basket. Childhood equals endless fields stretching forever. By 5 you're already out there yeeting rocks at crows so your lord's crops don't get jacked. 1340 hits and the Great Famine is still giving everybody PTSD. Old folks won't shut up about it. You learn real quick that every stale bread crumb is basically Gucci. You grow up jacked. By 14 you're straight up curling sacks of grain heavier than your whole body. Steppe and forest raised you, no cap. Sweet 16. Peak glow up season. You catch mad feelings for the miller's daughter. Life feels infinite, crystal clear, straight vibes. Then 1347 rolls up. Whispers start floating in about some eastern plague that's bodying people faster than a combined harvester on Red Bull. Nobody's buying it at first. Nah, that's cap. Until ships start docking. Rats eat themselves onto dry land first, little furry bioweapons carrying invisible death in their fur. First casualty? The local priest. Neck balloons up like he swallowed a basketball. Face goes full goth mode black, prayers turn into straight up gargling. Village loses its damn mind. Your dad barricades the crib like it's a zombie flick. Don't step outside, bro. Too late, death already RSVP'd and brought +1s. Mom dips first. You watch the light fade from the eyes that used to look at you like you hung the moon. You bury her solo. Graveyard's full AF. So you dig under the apple tree you used to vibe under as a kid. Poetic and depressing at the same time. Whole town turns into one giant crypt. Corpse carts rolling 24/7, drivers yelling, "Bring out your dead," like it's DoorDash for bodies. Flagellants show up, these wild dudes flagellating themselves bloody, thinking God's gonna be like, "White, you're good now." Village basically becomes one big mass grave. You clock that staying equals waiting to get smoked. So you fireman carry your coughing, boobo-covered dad and bounce into the forest. Dude's heavy as hell, feels like you're hauling the entire of humanity on your back. You reach the city gates. Yo, freeze. Guards on the wall looking like they saw the devil. Crossbows locked and loaded, eyes screaming pure panic. To them you're not human anymore. You're straight up walking biohazard. You drop to your knees like, "Please, fam." Dad's delirious, straight yapping nonsense. Then boom, shadow moves. Bird? Nah. Man massive leather big, glass eyes with zero chill. The plague doctor. Real boss of these haunted streets. Voice rasps out, "I'll save Pops, but it's gonna cost you, kid. Your life. Deal." You don't even hesitate. Bet. They haul Dad off to the Lazarette Island, basically medieval COVID ward. You? They drag you down to the guild basement. Training starts not with textbooks but with smells, vinegar, lavender, garlic, amber. Your new squad against the invisible OPP. They kit you out. Long leather drip soaked in fat so contagion just slides right off like water on a duck. And the iconic beak mask. You cram that thing full of Theriac, 50 herb concoction. Only thing standing between you and the stench of the endgame. First patrol. Streets ghost town except rats and shadows. Just your staff tapping like a metronome for the apocalypse. You poke bodies for pulse, fend off the grief-crazed lunatics, count corpses in the gutters like it's inventory day. You step into some rich dude's crib. Gold everywhere, but money can't buy immunity. Whole family frozen mid-hug. Your gig isn't just healing, it's witnessing. You log names. City needs the K-D ratio for the black lady today. Sometimes you gotta straight up roast buboes with hot iron. Screams louder than church bells, but you stay silent. Big don't scream. You pull 24/7 shifts. Face under the mask looking like pizza from the rash. Sunlight? What's that? One random day you spot him in the lazarette corner, buried among hundreds. Dad. Still breathing, but eyes already checked out to the lobby screen of eternity. You throw everything at it, premium herbs, triple distilled vinegar, prayers, steel. Death ain't letting go. Jealous X vibes. Years grind on. Plague dips, then respawns like a bad lag switch. You turn into urban legend. Kids scare each other with your name, no clue who's actually under the drip. Days blur into moans, rot stink, rinse, repeat. Dead people don't scare you anymore. Living ones? They terrify you. You are summoned to the castle. Even behind thick walls, gold and silk can't hide the sweet drop perfume. Death don't care about heraldry. They slide you chests of gold to save the air. You know the score, advanced bubo equals GG. You just drip feed him opium and call it palliative care. City council goes full scorched earth, burn whole blocks. Fire's the only cheat code against the invisible demon. You watch from the hill as history goes up in smoke, libraries, shops, lives. All collateral. You start hoarding books on the low. Build a secret lab in an abandoned church basement. No crosses, just glassware and journals. You start cutting up corpses, taking notes. Church says that's instant death penalty. But how you gonna W-key an enemy you never studied up close? Middle of the night, knock knock. Not patience. Inquisition. They are calling your knowledge straight witchcraft. You dip through secret tunnels into catacombs. New crib, darkness, bones, silence. Down there you find the real outcasts, lepers, thieves, orphans. They don't flinch at you. You're basically their deity. Treat them free. Clean water plus soap equals literal miracle to them. Winter hits like a truck. Frost bodies more people than plague. Fountains freeze solid, birds drop mid-flight. You catch fever, not bubonic, just pure exhaustion. Lying there in the mask, scared to take it off even in your sleep. Spring 1349. Peak chaos. No wood left to burn bodies, river dump meta. You see a black wedding, two lovers know they're cooked tomorrow, so they tie the knot right there in the corpse pile. Metal as hell. Some prophet spawns, screaming, plague equals God punishing thoughts. Witch hunts go brrrr. You try to shut it down. Spot this herbalist girl getting dragged for sorcery. You know she's just like you. Snatch her, take her underground. First living soul in years to see your face. She doesn't gag at the scars. But happiness here lasts like TikTok trends. She catches it. Dies at sunrise. You don't cry, just strap the mask back on. Feelings died with her. Only doctor mode left. But the world outside is not only sick, it is blind. Your work continues to be called sorcery, your mask, the face of the devil. The Inquisition arrives at dawn. The sound of their iron-shod boots on stone is a sentence with no appeal. Bird of death, you are accused of defiling bodies and consorting with darkness. The Grand Inquisitor's voice is cold as a gravestone. They seize you, they smash your laboratory, destroying records and decoctions that held the city's hope. They tear the mask from your face. For the first time in years, cold air touches your skin and you feel naked before wrath. They throw you into the holy prison. Here the walls weep salt, the rats are fatter than those on the streets. The Grand Inquisitor visits you. He wants a confession. He wants you to say, this is not disease, this is punishment for sin. But you are silent. You see a bead of sweat on his forehead. You know it is the first sign. Plague breaks out in the prison. Executioners and guards fall where they once tortured others. Cries for help replace prayers. You are the only one unafraid. Return my mask and bag, you say, or you will all die in this pit. They agree. You resume your form. Your beak is once again ready to breathe the poison of this world. You go to the Inquisitor's chamber, now both savior and judge. The Inquisitor lies coughing. His faith did not protect him from plague. You lance his buboes with the same blade he intended to torture you with. You spend weeks in the holy prison, turning it into a lazaret. You treat those who yesterday prepared your pyre. An ironic dance of life. You use vinegar and fire to purify the air. You order the floors washed with wine for disinfection. You walk out of the prison gates. The city is still in gloom, but now you are its unofficial king. Your staff is your scepter. People begin leaving offerings at your door: bread, wine, candles. They fear you, but they need you more than God. You realize that plague is not only death, it is a chance to rebuild the world. You begin designing new hospitals. The Black Death laid the foundation of future medicine. But the Black Death does not leave quietly. It quiets only to gather strength. You see rats dancing again on grain warehouses. Everything repeats. You gather apprentices. You take orphans and teach them medicine, giving them masks instead of names. You become the city's shadow government. When the tapping of your staffs is heard, even the guards freeze. You are the plague doctors. You watch as, after long quarantine, the first ships arrive from distant lands. They bring silk, spices, and new strains of disease. You prepare. But 1353 comes, and the great pestilence fades. You stand on the wall and see nature reclaiming its rights. Why did death decide to leave? You understand, the enemy did not disappear, it simply ran out of victims. Those who survived grew stronger, their blood now knows the secret of survival. Harsh winters helped too, frost killed fleas and rats in the harbors. The earth itself cleansed itself with ice from fever. But most important were your decrees. Quarantine. 40 days of silence. You forced the world to stand still, and the plague suffocated on empty streets. The aftermath was worse than the disease itself. Half of Europe became one vast crypt. Villages emptied, fields grew thistles. But those who remained no longer wished to be slaves. Peasants realized their labor was now worth gold. The feudal world cracked. The church was silent while thousands died. Faith gave way to doubt. People began looking not to the heavens, but to your anatomy books. This became one of the causes of the schism in the Catholic Church. You saw a world fall and a new one born. But in this new world there is no place for you. You are the symbol of a nightmare everyone wants to forget as quickly as possible. You feel something inside you snap. Your body, which for years was held together only by will, begins to fail. You return to your dwelling. The mask becomes too stifling. You remove it and realize, you are no longer a doctor, you are simply an old man. Heavy rain begins at night. It washes away the last ashes of the pyres, the last dust from the old stones. The city undergoes a rite of cleansing. Your pulse slows. Once, twice, silence. The next morning your apprentice finds you. You look as though you simply paused while thinking about a new chapter in your journal. That night your colleagues gather without words, without tears. They know you have not left, you have merely become their shadow. They take all the valuable records from your house and burn the building so nothing falls into the wrong hands. Your mask becomes a museum piece in a distant future. People look at it and shudder. Your life was a dance on the edge of the abyss, yet you did not fall. You taught death to dance with you. Remember, behind every beat there is a heart, and as long as it beats, death has no power over us. The plague retreated, but not forever. That was the story of a man who became a shield between the world of the living and the abyss. His name was erased, but his legacy lives in every one of us. Did you like this story? If the fate of Plague Doctor touched your heart, give it a like. That's the best thank you for all my efforts.
My Telegram channel has a lot of interesting stories. Link in the description.